anyone who wanted to know for any reason. Um, now, okay. Now, I just want to say again, I kind of mentioned a few of these things subtly. I want to kind of go a little bit more into it. Um, I do recall in the past this. There was this vibe thing that he had to be with the person he was with this last time, and he was gonna go buy a house, view her, and all of this kind of stuff, And he kind of had suggested for me, or wanted me to like wait for him to do that. I didn't do that, and I'm gonna go into why. One reason, you know. Now, he didn't like to help pay a lease, which is why we almost lost the place we had. We almost lost that place a few times, Uh, we were on the verge of losing it at the point he got involved with her, And so that was my thought, you know, he didn't like to stay working, and he didn't like to help pay, like I say, a lease. So my thought was, the chances that he would go buy a house, pay a mortgage was unlikely because of that. So it was just not realistic, you know. His sense of reality when it came to that, it just wasn't clear. He had a hard time accepting that part, that, in order to have any household, that it is required for a person, have to be willing to do both. Keep a job and work and help pay the mortgage or lease. And he didn't like to do neither. So that was something that, again, his sense of reality wasn't, it just wasn't there when it came to that. Again, he didn't want to accept the fact that he didn't like to do neither, which is keep working and keep a 9 to 5 and to help pay. So, no, I didn't wait. Like I say, at that point, he became involved with the person he was with the last time. Like I say, I was on the verge of losing my own place. So that was, my focus was to do what was necessary that I needed to do that. Now, him and I discussed it. He knew. I want to point that out. It wasn't as if we had suddenly left that place. He agreed, in fact, to it, that we make a new start. In other words, that we separate. Him and I discussed it, and we both agreed that the separation was for the best, and that's what we did. So I want to point that out and make that clear. So, yeah, no, I didn't wait because, like I say, at that point, I was, for a minute trying to keep my own, I was too busy trying to keep my own place. No, and that's what I was doing, until, like I said, it became clear that I wasn't going to keep it. And then it got to a point where, I had to go ahead and start to reestablish myself so I could get, of course, another place, and that's what I was doing the whole time. And he knew that, again. So anybody know, those things, they do take time, to do. Yeah, like I was on a time schedule, and I didn't have time to sit and wait to be on hold for any reason, at that point. So I just want to make that clear. That's pretty much what had happened. And so yeah, it was just really strange. He had this big vibe thing with her, and he was gonna go, like I say, go buy a house. Honey, he don't like to help pay a lease. This is what I was saying. Which is why we sitting here now in the situation that we're in now. As far as being on the verge of losing the place that we had, no, I can't sit around and wait for him to go buy a house, too busy trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this place, see. And so that's what I did. So I just want to point that out and make that clear that that's pretty much what had happened. That was part of it. And like I say, by the time he became involved with her, like I say, him and I, we were already on the verge of losing that place that we had that came with a lease, So I want to point that out again. I want to make that clear that it wasn't as if we had just suddenly left that place. He knew, and him and I had discussed it. And he agreed, that we separate. Him and I discussed it, and we both decided that the separation was for the best, for a lot of reasons. And so that's what we did. So, no. So, then I want to say too is, now, I don't know, again, we as a family, we believe in operating for what is reasonable. For example, we don't believe in working a 9 to 5 miles away from home with no reliable means of transportation of our own. We don't do that. as a family. I'm referring to my children and I. So I want to make that clear. Me and my children, for right now, because and this is again wherever we're at, we have to work local, near where we reside, especially if we have no reliable means of transportation to commute. You know, now in the past, day one, you know, uh, for him and I, I used to commute, but I always had like, uh, good cars, good cars, reliable, dependable running cars. And so that allowed me to commute, you know, and work a 9 to 5 far from home. So him and I did that like early in day one of the relationship, and that's the only way me and my kids we operate as well. We only commute again with working a 9 to 5 if we have reliable means of transportation. That means a good source of transportation of our own. And right now, we don't have that. So I want to point that out, that we have to work close again to where we are residing at right now. See? So, you know, we don't believe in, again, working far away from home because we like to be able to keep up with our jobs. We like to be able to get back and forth to work. So, and anybody knows, that could cause, working miles away from home and with no reliable means of transportation of own, that could, or usually it does, that result into like losing a 9 to 5. And again, me and my kids, we don't believe in that. We don't believe in losing 9 to 5s for that cause. See, so this is why we believe in working close by where we reside at, so we don't have that as an issue. See, we don't like to make those kinds of choices, as a family, me and my kids I'm referring to. And, we don't do stuff like that. So I want to point that out and make that clear, Yeah, so I think that's all I want to say pretty much for now. And I'll be back on a little bit later. And I hope everyone continue to have a great morning. And I'll see you. Appreciate everybody's time. And I'll be back a little later. Okay, thank you. Thanks for everybody's time.